wow, and that's just the start of it. We got so many cars to see. This hall was absolutely jam-packed. All sorts of cars. Muscle Car Marvel was the name of the hall, but there was all sorts as well in there, and I'll try and talk you through that and explain what I know about some of the cars, or just let you go and listen to the music. So first up here, look what we've got. So this car debuted at Summernats. Awesome car, just got a really nice feel and balance about it. Sits right, wheel combination, plenty offset on the back. Just really sits good. And the trim, it's really tasteful. I mean, it ties so well with the car. I think it's just, this whole car just has a nice feel about it. And of course you get in the engine bay. I thought it would be really difficult to get that to look right, but clearly there's been a huge amount of work to get that feel and look about it. And then right next door there's a little rotor. Colour combo on this looks really, really smart. As you can see in the background, so many cars. We're not going to get them all on here this time. The FJ in the background's pretty cool. So this was real early, so not a lot of people in yet, just a couple. Now this Chev, it was really, really good looking car. Left-hand drive. I don't know whether it was built in Australia or whether it was brought in as it sits, but really, really good example of a Tri-5 Chevy looking real smart. When we go in here, just have a look how many bits and pieces are in this interior. I mean, it's just finished. Gauges, pedals, shifter, console. Now the paint and panel on that black Mustang, that was something special as well. So I've walked up and down all the aisles here, and I'm going to try and get as much as I can in. A lot of nice Monaros this year. I reckon that'd be a handful trying to drive that thing. Have a look at it. Now those that know me know I'm a bit of a panel van head, so we had a panel van from 77 through to 80 odd, and I've got another one now that we're going to get together. Nice little Tirana. Those hot wires really suit that model. See myself cruising in that, I reckon. Nice bit of artwork. Now check out the detail and the finish on this car. I mean, there's so much chrome, engraving, you know, all of the air jacks, all the stuff going on, hydraulics, just over the top, absolutely over the top. There's just nowhere to look that's not detailed. I was reading this car, I don't know, somewhere on Street Machine or something, whereby it was, as it sits there now, was shown at the first Street Machine Nationals by the Australian Street Machine Federation. So how cool is that, that it's been brought back and cleaned up and still looking as it was. This is a bit of a trend that's starting to happen. F100's dumped on way down. Just seen quite a few of them now. It's a really cool looking thing. And then right next door, if I've got a must-have car, this is probably it, a 4-door XA red pepper. Stunning looking car. I was always a black trim guy, but starting to lean towards more and more to the white now. It looks really good in the white. And right next door his mate, well, I presume his mate because they're all displayed the same. So this is a K-Code Fairmont, and it looks to me like one of those cars that were ordered, wanted a GT, didn't want to pay the insurance or whatever, because it obviously ticked all the boxes. So it's got the scoops in the bonnet, it's got the twin headlight, all the GT options, but as a Fairmont, and it's even gone with the sunroof. And I'm pretty sure by memory it had the factory wheels as well on it, so really well maintained and detailed car. And it was a 351 car, and I spoke to the owner because it had the orange rocker covers on it, and I wasn't aware, but apparently those early XAs, the 2V had the orange and the 4Vs had the blue, so you learn something every day. And then how about this Camaro? I mean, it's stunning. And then under the bonnet, the old cross rem, how good's that look? Now, if you like tubs and big wheels, check this one out. So I'm pretty sure they were 26s be something, 15 or something like that. And then inside, all the detail, all the bits and pieces, and of course a model of the car is to go with it. Big brakes. And a late model engine. Really, really well presented. If you prefer a bit of late model, there was quite a few of those there as well, so this thing grabbed my eye straight away. I'm not one to profess to understand what all the mods are, but it's just looking super. Super low, super wide, plenty of wheels, plenty of brakes. Straight across the road we got Grandma's spec, and Grandpa's spec, depends who you're talking to. But it looked like all the dealer options. So we got the sun visor protection pack, the spill tray, vinyl roof. I think we're going to see more and more of these sort of cars done now. There was sort of something that didn't happen, but there's a real following now for that style of car. Now this Monaro, it was really, really well presented. Just everywhere you look, just nothing grabbed your eye. It was one of those sort of cars you just go, wow, you know, unbelievable. Poor old Dale will be out of his tree. For those who don't know, Dale helps me out with my programming, and he's a Monaro guy. I like the way this has got the really low hat on it. With the bonnet shut, there's not a real lot hanging through the bonnet, and it's just, I think, a really nice look. Put the bigs and littles without getting too carried away. Nice, clean, sharp look. And here we have a delete option GT Falcon. Definitely gives it a whole different take about a GT. I mean, it's got everything except for the stripes and just looks like a totally different car. Now this thing is so clean, really smart looking car. So lovely, one for you mate, it's super, like a brand new car. Just so many cars to see. So I had a good chat to this guy on the live feed on the Friday on one of the other programs. So this is a one of one, and I mean one of my panel vans are one of one as well, but this is quite unusual to actually have a van back in this era. Because there wasn't that many made that had, you know, a lot of the boxes ticked on the order sheet. But I really like the way he's done the back of this, so it all looks like door trims, and I reckon it's a pretty cool. Plenty of horsepower to spare. It's a good variety of colours at the Monaros. I mean, I reckon I've seen 20, 30 Monaros there of all different shapes. Well, they're all the same shape, I guess, Howard, but all different colours, different trims, and then any sort of engine thrown in them. Size big block happening there. Now this car was featured in Street Machine magazine sometime early or to mid 90s, and pretty much still the same. What you'd have to call it a survivor car, and it's the one that had still does have the Perspex bonnet. Very classic lines, stance, wheels from that era. Takes me back. There's only a couple of race cars there this year, but just enough to wet your whistle on those. And as you can see, we just walk along, there's something and it'll stop you, and you just got to take a bit more footage of it. But lots of cars in this hall, and way too many to have them all on here. So shiny, the old camera's struggling to get to focus, but we'll keep progressing with those sorts of things and continue to update and make our footage the best we can. Another super clean Commodore. Got a whole lot going on under there as well. Nice little rotor in red. An original style car. This thing Once again, I keep saying clean, sharp. You run out of words to be able to describe them, but they're like new cars. Amazing detail, and the finish they're getting back on cars that have got to be, you know, 20 to 30 years old. Good old mate, cleaning his mirrors here, he's had to get out of the way, but like I said, this was fairly early and they've only just started to let the public in, so trying to get in before too many people in, otherwise you can't get the footage done right. Really popped on this stand, really stood out. Classy bit of gear, that one. So back to another panel vent. The amount of work on the graphics on this car is incredible. You'll see when we go past the end of the door here, all the ends of the doors, all the places you wouldn't think to look have got graphics and detail. On the underside of the bonnet, inside the tailgate, everywhere you look, just the hours must have been unbelievable. Very smart looking interior without going too far away from the XC. Another stunning car. I don't know whether the blue on this was the exact Blue Meanie blue. It just, I don't know, it was either so shiny that it looked a bit lighter or something, but it just looked so good. I like a car that's got good balance, and this car seems to have that sort of balance. You know, not too much of one thing or the other, and everything just goes together as a package and looks really smart. Check out the body gaps and lines on this car. We normally do our gaps at about 5.5mm. I reckon these are more like 4, which really tightens it up and makes them sort of disappear a bit more, but really hard to manage in the build phase and the paint stage. So someone's put a lot of time into that to get that to that point. And the bench seat. Nice coupe. Old XDs and XEs are making a real run at it at the moment. There's a lot of nice stuff around, and I see, you know, on all the channels and stuff that they're becoming more and more popular, and of course that makes them more and more expensive, but people are really starting to get that nice look. And I really think from an interior point of view, it was probably one of Ford's better interiors in all the years with the stripes and just the way the whole thing presented, and this one's been taken to another level, but looks really, really smart. These triples look pretty cool, eh? Really well finished off car. Then we come to the big hitter. So this current year's Grand Champion from Summonats with a very large Ford engine and lots of modifications in the engine bay, different front end treatment, all to get it in there but still looking as stock as possible. There's his sword, proudly presented. Just while you're looking through these, just look at the detail on the door jambs and the interior and the way the cage is mounted. Phenomenal amount of work to get a car of this age to this level. And I mean, that applies to so many of the cars in the hall. But you'll see here on the end of the doors, it just doesn't stop, it goes right through, and that's why this car's been going really well on the judging. And then of course, you know, with the drag racing and a racing background, the ability to drive and to build a car that functions and works well. And then, you know, the custom badges, so many little touches that you may not see straight up. You see the sway bar in there for the rear end, with all the nice rubber boots going through the floor. Thanks for joining us.